Dear students, I have already discussed the diffraction pattern in case of single slit and double slit. Now we are going to consider if there are large number of slits or multi-slits. Now a optical device which contains large number of equally spaced slits having equal width is called a grating. Okay. So what will be the diffraction pattern in case of a grating that we are discussing now. So here you see there is a grating here, large number of slits. Okay. So parallel rays are incident on it, and the parallel set of rays which are diffracted at an angle theta, they are converging at the point P. So we will see what will be the intensity at the point P, how it is related to theta. Okay. As earlier, you need not derive it, just remember the formula. A theta, the combined amplitude of all the parallel rays diffracted at an angle theta from all the slits, okay, at the point P, it is given by AD sin alpha by alpha sin n beta by sin beta. Now you already know what is A, D, alpha and beta. N is a number of slits. Here if there are n number of slits, then capital N represents that. So intensity will be square of the amplitude. So it is I0 means a square d square sin square alpha by sin square n beta by sin square beta. So I, the intensity at the point P for all the parallel rays which are diffracted at an angle theta, when they combine here, then the intensity here will be this. Okay. So you see that I is the function of alpha and beta, and alpha and beta are function of theta. So here alpha I is function of theta. So as theta will vary, that means as I will consider different set of parallel rays which will converge here at different points on the screen. So I will get different intensities. Now let us see where I will get the principal maxima and where I will get the minima. Okay. Now what is the alpha? Alpha is equal to pi d sin theta by lambda, where d is the width of the slit and beta is the pi d plus b sin theta by lambda. What is b? B is the gap between the two slits. Okay, so these are my alpha and beta. N is the total number of slits here. Now one thing you can check whether the formula is correct or not. If you put n is equal to 1, then what you are getting, intensity you are getting I0 sin square alpha by alpha square, and that is the formula for single slit. Okay, do you remember? If n is equal to 1, then this term will vanish. So it will become I is equal to I0 sin square by alpha square. That is the intensity for single slit. Now if you put n is equal to 2, then you will get the formula for double slit, that was 4I0 sin square alpha by alpha square into cos square beta. Because if you put n is equal to 2, sin 2 beta is equal to sin beta cos beta. So sin 2 sin beta cos beta. So here you will get 4 sin square beta cos square beta. Sin square beta will cancel in the numerator and denominator. So it will remain cos square beta. So we will get the same formula that we have already studied. Now where I will get the principal maxima? Here there will be many maximas, principal maxima, not a single one. If beta is equal to n pi, small n I am telling, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., then sin beta will be 0 and sin n beta will also be 0, because sin n into beta, that is sin, say, m beta, because here both are integers. So I will get another integer, say m. So if beta is equal to n pi, then it will be sin n pi. Okay, so that is sin m pi. Since m is an integer, it will be 0. So I am getting here that if beta is equal to n pi, then sin beta is equal to 0, sin n beta is equal to 0. Okay. So what will be the value of sin n beta by sin beta? Means 0 by 0. So we will be applying L'Hospital's rule. That means I have to differentiate it. So I will get n cos n beta and here cos beta. Okay, if I differentiate both numerator and denominator. And if I put the value of beta as n pi, then I will get it as n. Okay. So if beta is equal to n pi, then I am getting this term as n, and sin alpha, sin square alpha by alpha square, that is also 1. No, that is not 1. So my intensity will be n I0 sin square alpha by alpha square. Okay, when beta is equal to n pi. Just remember it. I will get the principal maxima. Now pi, what is beta? I have just now said d plus b sin theta by lambda. So from here I am getting d plus b sin theta is equal to n lambda. That is the equation for the principal maximas. Okay, and this is called grating equation. D plus b sin theta is equal to n lambda. Now d plus b is called the grating element. It is called the grating element. Okay. Now if we see, then we will see the intensity distribution in gratings will be, these are my principal maximas. Okay. Now the principal maxima, here you see sin square alpha by alpha square is there. You remember the graph wise sin square alpha by alpha square is like that. So here this term n square I0, that will be modulated by this term. So the values of I of principal maxima is this, but because of this term it will gradually reduce. So you can see here that the intensity of the principal maximas are gradually reducing. I am getting large number of principal maxima. Where I will get when beta is equal to 0, when beta is equal to pi, when beta is equal to 2 pi, beta is equal to 3 pi, etc. I will get the principal maximas which will be of reducing value. Okay. Now in between these two principal maxima I will get secondary maximas also. Okay, these are my principal maximas. There are secondary maximas also. That details I am not going. Just remember it. In between principal maximas there will be secondary maximas. There will be minimas also. Now we are coming for dispersion or dispersive power of a grating. Here you see, suppose here so far I have considered only a monochromatic light, that there is only one value of lambda in the source. Suppose white light is incident on it. These are all white light. So white light consists of 7 monochromatic lights. They have different wavelengths. So let us consider that we have got a source which have 3 rays, wavelengths, lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. Okay. It is not a monochromatic source. The source has wavelengths of light of 3 wavelengths, lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. Now what will happen in that case? Now just see the formula, grating formula. D plus B sin theta is equal to n lambda, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So for theta is n is equal to 0, D plus B sin theta is equal to 0 or theta is equal to 0. Okay. That means all rays which are coming parallel, they will meet at the point here at the center. Okay. Here I will get a white point, white maxima. All rays are coming and meeting at the point. They are all 0th order maxima. Okay, here also if you say, here also you can say that if white light is coming, all the rays, all lambda 1, lambda 2, they will have 0th order maxima here. So all they will club together, again give me a white patch or white maxima. Now say first order maxima for lambda 1. So here that formula will look like d plus b sine theta 1 is equal to lambda 1 first order, n means 1. So for the first order maxima for lambda 1 is this, and for the first order maxima for the lambda 2 d plus b sine theta 2 is equal to lambda 2. So since lambda 1 is not equal to lambda 2, that means theta 1 will not also be theta 2. Okay, that means these rays will not converge at the same point because it is for theta only. Now for another set of rays which are in theta 1, they will converge at different points. So first order maxima for lambda 1 and lambda 2 will be at different points. Okay, so I will get that first order rays will get first order maxima will be at different points. Okay, oh here let me see this. So here I am saying that for theta 1, say theta 1 is for violet ray. So the violet ray first one theta 1 is different from the red rays theta 1. So we will get the formula is d plus b sine theta is equal to lambda for first order when I am considering the first order maxima. Now for red order, d plus b sine theta r is equal to lambda r, and for violet d plus b sine theta v is equal to lambda v. Now which one is shorter? Lambda v is smaller, so my theta v will also be smaller. Lambda r is larger, theta r will be also larger. So when I will see the first order maxima, then for violet light if it is made here, for red light it will be made here. So the maxima will be at different point for different rays. That is called dispersion. Here at the center I will get all the rays 0th order maxima at the same point, but for the first order maxima I will see if the violet ray is here, the second, if I have the screen here, the central maxima white will be here and violet ray will meet here and first order maxima, and for red rays it will be at different point. So that is dispersion. That means I am separating the light. Okay, so the dispersive power is measured as the dispersive power is called the d theta by d lambda. How much the angle is changing with the change in wavelength. That is called the dispersive power. Okay, so here the formula is what we have to calculate the dispersive power d theta d lambda. Now you see the formula grating equation is d plus b sine theta is equal to n lambda. Okay, this is my grating equation. This gives me the principal maximas. Okay, so the dispersive power I have to calculate. The dispersive power I have to find out d theta d lambda. Now d plus b I am changing with substituting a value c. That is called grating element c. So c into d theta. Now if I differentiate this equation, then I will get what? C cos theta. If I say this is c, so c cos theta d theta by d lambda is equal to n. So d theta d lambda is equal to dispersive is n by c cos theta. Okay, so n by c cos theta. So the dispersive power depends upon n. What is n? Order of the maxima. C, what is c? Grating element, and the angle of diffraction. It is, if theta increases, the value of cos theta will decrease, isn't it? C is constant and n order is fixed. That also can change. For first order, whatever will be the value, for second order, when n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 2, then it will increase. So with the order, it increases. Okay. And one more thing to know, that 1 upon c is called the number of rulings per unit length. of the grating. Of the grating. 1 upon c. So it is becoming, so grating equation can be written as sin theta is equal to n lambda by c, that is 1 upon c is equal to n lambda, where n is the number of rulings per unit length of the grating. Okay, so this is the formula that you should remember. So here it ends the dispersion by grating. So please go through the videos, and together with that you try to prepare yourself. In the next video I'll upload some solutions of the WBT exam. Okay, whatever comes in the exam, that will be solving. Please go through my videos and consult your books also, and then if you have any query, please contact me.